Okay, my name is Debrah Buffkin. I'm the Executive Director of WRA Rivers Alliance. WRA Rivers Alliance is an alliance of river keepers. We monitor all the rivers that flow into the WRA Bay. That's the Lumber River, the Waccamaw River, the Little PD, Big PD, Lynch's, Black, and Sandpit rivers. Oh, they're amazing. But first of all, I grew up on the Little PD River, so I was literally fishing before I could walk, skiing by the age of 5. My papa and my daddy used to take me fishing. Every afternoon we'd feed the animals. He'd say, go in the flat bay and dig the worms bee, and that's my nickname. And we'd go dig worms, and we'd go to the river and we'd fish. And that's some of the most precious memories that I have. And I mean, just look at it. I think South Carolina and North Carolina, one of our biggest assets are our rivers. And they're precious, and we need to protect them. And we need to protect all the animals that are in the water and outside of the water. And we all need clean water. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Whenever you grow up on the river, you do appreciate it, and you appreciate the beauty. One of the things that I do is, if I'm so busy in life, like we all are, but if I realize that I'm not listening to the birds, I know I have to slow down. So on this river, or any of the rivers, I can listen to the birds. I can see the birds. I love to kayak. I love to boat also, but I love to kayak because I feel like I'm one with nature, and I can see it in all its natural beauty, the way it's supposed to be. And it's just an amazing feeling. I feel like it's just heaven on earth. Some of our biggest threats, well, I think one of the biggest threats, and one of the things that WRA Rivers Alliance we're really focusing on now, is land conservation, and because wetland protections. I believe, I want these rivers and this land and this property and these areas, beautiful natural areas, to be here for future generations. And they're being overdeveloped. And now with the change in WOTUS, some of the recent rulings, we don't have protections on some of our wetlands that we did have protections on. If we do not protect these wetlands, we're not going to have them for future generations, and we're really going to mess ourselves up. I think that we have to protect it. But that's one of the things, wetland protection. Pollution. Up in North Carolina, which we also monitor the rivers there in Waccamaw and Lumber, North Carolina, we have a lot of CAFOs, animal factory operations, and we just have to make sure they aren't polluting the water. And not only those, there are a lot of chemical plants. We have to make sure that they aren't polluting the rivers and the water that we drink, because we want to make sure, WRA Rivers Alliance, that our rivers are fishable, swimmable, and drinkable, and they're safe to do so. So there are a lot of different issues with pollutants and PFAS. Now we're finding out more about PFAS. And all of our river keepers, again, I said we're an alliance of river keepers. We have the Lumber River Keeper, which is Jeff Curry. We have the Waccamaw River Keeper, which is Kara Shiltnick. We have the Black and Sandpit River Keeper, which is Aaron Donmoyer. And we have Dylan Coleman, who's here with me today, and you'll meet him in just a minute. He's our PD Rivers, Little PD, Big PD, and Lynch's project coordinator. And we have our Deputy Director, Christine Ellis, who is my grant guru, helps with my funding, because I've got to have that. And of course, we have all of our volunteers and our sponsors and people that make donations so that we can make sure we have fishable, cleanable, swimmable water. But the main thing is we have to protect the wetlands. If we don't, we're not going to have all this beautiful water, because the wetlands work as a filter, and they make sure all these pollutants are filtered out. And if you don't have these wetlands, you're not going to filter this water, and the water is going to be more polluted. So wetland protections, protection from chemicals, pollutants like PFAS, CAFO operations, provide protections. Yes? Is that my daughter? Hey! I think that's my daughter.
I'm gonna be doing that.
Oh, was that on there?
Oh yeah.
They're in a fishing tournament.
You know, that's actually another thing is fishing tournaments, ecotourism, the economic drivers. These rivers aren't just important for our mental health and for escape, but this brings people to this area, and without this river system as a resource, our state would be in a very different situation. I guess, so you mentioned the who, the what. You have some upcoming events. Tell me real quickly about what are some of the upcoming events, and how can people out there in the world that see this, how can they be involved with the WRA Rivers Alliance?
Great, thank you for mentioning that. Again, we are here today at Port Harrison Landing. We had a cleanup at Johanna Landing on the Big Petey, and we came down to Port Harrison, so we've cleaned up 2 landings today on the Big Petey River, which is awesome. We're going to have some more cleanups coming up. You can always follow us on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and see what our events are. We are having, on September 23rd, we're having a River Day at Rocky Point Community Forest, which is a 462-acre property in Georgetown next to the Choppy community. We own 462 acres of it, and Georgetown County owns 200. We're having a big River Day September 23rd. October 28th, we're having a river celebration on the Walkamaw. December 2nd, we're having Hobnob at Hobcall, which is going to be an oyster roast. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's also my board chair, Clay Swenson's birthday, so that should be fun. And we are going to have cleanups throughout the rest of the year. And then Kara, the Walkamaw River Keeper, she has a kayak trip at least once a month, and then she also goes out once a month with Walkamaw Outdoors Outfitters in Conway and does a tour too. Gosh, we're doing so many things, but we welcome all of you to follow us, join us. You can go to our website, winyardrivers.org, or you can follow us on social media. You can give me a call, you can give any of our river keepers a call. And please join us, because we can't do it without the volunteers. We can't do it without the community. We want to include the community because the water is so important. And you were talking about ecotourism. We do kayak trips, which, you know, if we can get people out on the river, especially our youth, we believe in environmental education, because we believe if we get them out here, we show them, you can show them, but if you get them out there and include them, then they know how important it is, and they want to protect it for future generations. I've had people come out who have never been off of concrete, and they've told me that. They said, Miss Debrah, all we see is concrete. And then I bring them out, and we show them these beautiful places, and they're, oh my gosh, and they hug my neck, and they say, thank you, helping a child catch their first fish. You know, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I have this little fella, he was about 6 years old, he caught his first fish. He carries my picture in his wallet with me and him and that little fish he caught. I mean, that's an amazing feeling, and I know he'll always want to fish. And if he does, he'll want to take care of the water that the fish are in, and then he'll pass that down to his children. So that's what we're all about. Winyard Rivers Alliance, we care about the environment, we care about nature. It's not just the rivers, which they are so important, but it is the wetlands. It is all about the nature. In South Carolina and North Carolina, we have some of the prettiest places in the world, and I think people need to come out and enjoy it. And y'all are welcome to give us a call, follow us, email me, whatever, winyardrivers.org, and join us.